What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. James Buddy McGirt, Brentwood, New York, IBF, Junior Welterweight Champion. Very underrated. I don't know why, because Buddy McGirt was a fantastic fighter. I used to watch him in Gleason's gym. And he was a fantastic fighter in that gym. I'll tell you, he used to jab and hook and do everything that most fighters wish they can do. And Buddy McGirt had it all. He was born January 17, 1964, Brentwood, New York. He stood 5 foot 6.5 inches and weighed 138 to 164 pounds. He was managed by Al Serto and he was trained by Al Serto. He had a fighting record of 80 fights with 6 losses. Along the way, he would pick up the WBC Continental Americas Championship in the 140-pound division. He would defeat Frankie Warren for the IBF 140-pound strap. I was at that fight, and Buddy McGirt couldn't be more happier than a kid getting a gift on Christmas Day. WBC 147-pound championship. Simon Brown, fascinating fight. I was at that fight. He would win the IBC 154-pound championship before retiring from the game of boxing. Now you can fight fighters such as Joe Manley, Howard Davis. Now I was at that Howard Davis fight in Madison Square Garden. He would knock him out in one round, and Mildred Taylor was in the front row. And Mildred Taylor thought that he would be facing Howard Davis because Mildred Taylor was the gold medalist in the '84 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, and Howard Davis was the gold medalist in the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal. And then we're going to build that fight up as old versus new gold. But it didn't turn out that way because James Buddy McGirt would knock out Howard Davis. He would face Sal Manby, former junior welterweight champion, Rafael Tony Baltazar. Fascinating fight. Joe Manley, Tyrone Moore, Buck Smith, Kevin Pompey, Joe Gotti, Gary Jacobs, Raphael Williams. That's all I can think of the top of my head right now, but I can tell you Buddy McGirt was a fantastic fighter. Now, Buddy McGirt would begin his professional debut in 1982. He would win all his victories. 1985, December 21st, he would face Sugar Boy Nato, Miami Beach, Florida. He would knock him out in 5 rounds. And he would win the Continental Americas Championship. May 20th, Vic Young, WBC Continental Americas Championship, 140-pound division. He would knock him out in 10 rounds. January 6th, Joey Edens, New York. He would knock him out in 1 round. I was at that fight. February 14th, Frankie Warren. Fascinating fight, 1988. And he would become the IBF Junior Welterweight Champion. He would knock him out in 12 rounds. And Buddy McGirt jumped for joy. And all the New Yorkers couldn't wait to welcome him back home. July 31st, he would face Howard Davis for the Junior Welterweight Championship. And I was just taking my seat, and it looked like Howard Davis and I sat down at the same exact time. Because when the bell rang, Buddy McGirt jumped right over him. And the fight was over before you knew it. And we all knew at that time that Buddy McGirt was for real. He used to come down the aisle with his hood on, with a blue robe, and he'd be dancing to the music. A lot of fun was Buddy McGirt. But then he had to face a gold medalist in the 1984 Olympics, September 3rd, 1988. And at that point, he would face a young up-and-coming Melchick TNT Taylor in Atlantic City. I was at that fight. And I'll tell you, from the opening bell, both men were slugging. You didn't know who was going to get knocked out in that first round. But they both handled their business, and in the second round, they settled down. And it seemed like Melchick Taylor just had faster hands and faster feet. He was able to turn, he was able to F-stop, he was able to gauge 16. And he would pop the jab up and down. And in the last 30 seconds, he was instructed of every round to open up on Buddy McGirt. And he knew that Buddy McGirt had a resistance problem because he was in therapy because of the torn bicep and a shoulder injury. But Buddy McGirt tried his best until Al Serto stopped the fight towards the end of the bout. But that wouldn't be it for Buddy McGirt. He would go on and face Tony Baltazar on July 9th, Swan Lake, and he would defeat him. He would go on and defeat Simon Brown November 29th, 1991, Las Vegas, and he would win WBC Welterweight Championship Strout in 12 rounds. And he was trying to get Fight of the Year. It was either him or James Toney. And Buddy McGirt was quite a fighter. Phenomenal fighter, in fact. I just want to salute James Buddy McGirt. He was an outstanding fighter. Became a fascinating trainer for Toro Gotti. He was in the trilogy of Toro Gotti and Mickey Ward. And he started training Antonio Tarver for the Roy Jones fight. And from what I understand now, he's in the corner of some fighters now and still doing well for himself. So salute to Buddy McGirt. I consider him a very good fighter. And I gotta put him in my Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Because James Buddy McGirt was the real deal. So this is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series, saying all great fighters will never be forgotten on his channel. Salute to James Buddy McGirt. Salute to my subscribers. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Peace. This has been another edition of Boxing Talk with Scrapbook, Volume 5. Peace.